Hello everyone, welcome to yoga at the Chafee Fitness Center. I'm Eloise Tamer, so welcome. So today we are going to do a fast-paced Vinyasa with a lot of core work. Right, so the class last week was hips, restorative, and then the week before that, beginning of January, was a regular Vinyasa class. So if you're looking for some fast-paced yoga poses with some core work, this is the class for you. So let's start in child's pose. Right, knees can be wide, big toes to touch, that's my preference. We sink forward, we connect the forehead to the mat. Rest the forearms. So I like the knees wide, the diaphragm can move. It's a little nicer on your hips if you have pinchiness in the front of your hips. And just pause here and settle into your breath. Right? So our Ujjayi breathing is in and out through the nose. Actually, we'll do 3 rounds of breath together. That's what we would do if we were in a class together. So we'll do 3 rounds of breath here. So take a big inhale through the nose, and then the exhale is like a right? Like you're trying to fog a mirror, right? So inhaling through the nose and get that. One more. This time it's the same breath except the lips are sealed. Inhaling. Right, so we're involving the throat in our breathing, not just nasal breathing. Nice, deep, long inhale. Exhales. If that's challenging for you, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So on your next inhale, let's come into our tabletop. Knees are padded. Right, I'm sideways. You can of course be this way on your mat. I'm just going to be sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Wrists are under the shoulders as much as possible. We press into the heel of the hand, the knuckles, the fingertips. Knees under the hips. And then round the back. Tuck your toes. Press the mat away and come into your first cat. And then on your next inhale, flatten the top of the feet as you come to a neutral spine, or drop the belly towards the mat in an interior tilt as you look forward. Right? And this is our cow. So 3 more rounds. You can add the feet if you like. Right? So we tuck the toes, we round the back, we tuck the chin. On the exhale, right? The inhale, we come to a neutral spine and we come to cow. 2 more. Last one. You can move with me or you can move on your own rhythm of your breath. Right? We'll come back to this neutral spine. Find this little posterior tilt. So we're just tucking the tailbone. You'll feel that. You'll feel that core activation between the hips. Right? Extend the left leg. Keep that posterior tilt. Reach the right arm forward, palm in or palm down. Right? And then we lift the left toes just a little bit. You just lift them up a teeny, teeny bit. Right? So we don't lift them way up here because then we dump into the lower back. Right? We want to keep the integrity of this plank and keep the core engaged as we warm it up. Two more rounds of breath. A round of breath is an inhale and an exhale. Right, on that second exhale, bring everything back to the mat. Connect that right hand. We extend the right leg. Connect your toes. Right, rotate that right hip towards the mat. Find that pelvic tilt, and then we reach the left arm forward. And then lift your right toes off the mat. Right? So you can see, I'm engaged. My core is engaged. On the exhale, I'm pulling the belly button to the spine. I'm getting that squeeze in my right glute, right? My right butt muscles. 2 more rounds of breath. And on that second exhale, we'll come back to the mat. We'll find child's pose one more time. This time, walk your hands over to the left. Right, so walking over to the left, getting that big stretch on the right side of the body. That's the forehead if you can. And then we'll come back to center. This is where we reset. We reset the hips, the spine, and then walk your hands over to the right. So we're getting a big stretch in our lats, that big muscle in your back. And we'll come back to center. On your next inhale, come to tabletop. Right. Walk your wrists just outside the shoulders. Connect the heel of the hand, the knuckles, the fingertips as we extend the legs and come into our down dog. So we did this last week or the week before, right? Bend your knees. Both knees are bent. Pressing the mat away, right? On your inhale, extend the legs as much as you can. Exhale, let's bend, 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 bend. The inhale, we lengthen. 2 more rounds. So follow your breath. And then we'll pause here in this down dog. Inhale, take the right toes up. Bend that knee and start to open the hip. But we keep the arms strong and we don't dump into that left side. Right, so we're just coming into, just trying to stack the right hip onto the left. Keep that left heel behind your left toes. On your next exhale, we'll rotate that right hip towards the mat, bring the right foot down. Connect it. Find your stability. On your inhale, take the left leg up. Bend the left knee. Start to stack the left hip. Starting to open up here. On your next exhale, rotate that left hip towards the back, bring the left foot down. Bending your knees. We'll take little steps to the top of our mat. The inhale takes us to this halfway lift. So we have a neutral spine pause here. Neutral spine, I want to be rounded. Connect those fingertips. Draw the shoulder blades towards your spine, gazes down. Exhale to fold. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. So we're stretching the hamstrings. We're strengthening the lower back. Exhale to fold. 1 more time. Fill it up on that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And on this inhale, this time I'm going to rise up. I'm going to rise up to stand. Connect the palms. Bring them to your heart center. Feet are hip distance apart. Lift your toes. Release the hands. Scoop the shoulders. Close the eyes. So core, right? Our core is about our Manipura chakra, right? It sits above our belly button. It's yellow in color. It's about our self-esteem. It's about your self-confidence. It's about turning your power on. So if you're feeling like you don't have a voice or you want to get your power back, we're gonna work on that today. We're gonna work on building our power, taking our power back, turning it on. Bring the toes back down to the mat. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. Okay? So we press the hands into the mat. Spread the shoulders away from the spine. Contract your glute, your butt muscles. Flex the quads, the front of the legs. All right, pause here. Because we're gonna build on this through the class. It's gonna be so much fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down gently. Flatten the top of the feet, child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, down dog. 3 rounds of breath. And I'm long this way. Please stay on your mat. This is just so you can see me. Right, on that third exhale, bend the knees. We travel to the top by little steps or floating to the top. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, let's rise up. Come on up. Right, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. We're gonna add on here. We're gonna add on here, people. Right, so hold this plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right knee. Just slightly bend the right knee. Keep the hips in line. Then extend your right leg. Bend the left knee, and then extend the left leg. And find your rhythm here. Right, we have 8 more. Now we have 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down into the knees. Elbows hug by the rib cage as you lower down to your mat. Take the hands wide if you want to. Top of the feet are flat. Inhale. So we'll pause in cobra because I always like to go over this. All right, so you come up, tuck the chin, and then elbows towards the back of your mat. And it's like you're trying to drag the heel of your hands towards the back of the mat. All right. Hips stay connected. And then on your next exhale, find your child's pose. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, come to tabletop. Exhale, find your down dog. Inhale, 3 rounds of breath. On that third exhale, we bend the knees, float our little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Come on up. Maybe you want a little standing back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Hold your plank. We're going to repeat that. Okay, so we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right knee, and then the left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then exhale into your down dog. On the inhale, we roll into our plank pose. The exhale, pull the belly in as we roll back into our down dog. 3 more. No banana back. Right? When you roll into that plank, I'd rather your butt was up a little bit than doing this. No banana back. On this next round, we'll meet in this high plank, right? And you're gonna lower in half or full plank, so you can do a full plank or do it on your knees. Inhale to that cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Right? So now we're warmed up, we're gonna get moving. Inhale, come to your tabletop. Exhale, come into your down dog. Inhale, let's take the right toes up. 3-legged dog. On your exhale, come to high plank, draw that knee in. The inhale is a 3-legged dog. Exhale to high plank, knee towards the nose. Right, so turn that power on. Visualize that yellow color. Right, think about taking your power back. Right, so we take that right foot to the top of the mat. In the inhale, we rise to crescent warrior. So we come on up. I'll come this way. Right, so you're on the ball of the back foot. Rotate that left hip. Squeeze those left glutes. Bring the arms up to frame the ears. Right. Beautiful. Find your breath. Come back to that breath. So on the exhale, let's bring the hands down. Tent the fingertips to frame the front foot. The inhale rises you up. And we have 3 more rounds. Now you don't have to do this. You can just stay in the pose if you want to. That's up to you. Right, inhale, rise up. 2 more. So we're strengthening those legs while we do this. Right, tapping into our breath, matching our movement. 1 more. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Come on up to that big crescent warrior, that's it. And then open up to warrior two. So we take our back foot at a 45-degree angle. Right? Textbook, we line the front heel up with the arch of the back foot. You don't have to do that. You do what feels good on your hips. Okay, as long as you can see the inside of your foot, if that right knee is dipping in, just reset the pose. Right? Shoulders stay over the hips. Then we inhale, we take the arms up. And we come into this really strong warrior two. Rotate the palms up in this warrior two. We're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna open the shoulders here in our warrior two. Right, lifting in our arches, arms are nice and strong. And you can always turn your head to see what's going on, because sometimes this arm does funky stuff. So you can check that out. Then on your next inhale, let's lengthen that front leg. Sweep that right arm back. Right, I like to just take my left hand and rest it on the inside of my left leg. Find that reverse triangle. On your next exhale, come back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down to frame the front foot, pivot on the back toes. Runner's lunge. Right? Take your fingers in front of your toes, come into standing split. So you can use blocks for this, right? If your hamstrings are tight, or if you don't have blocks, you can use, an ottoman or a stool or the couch, something. Small dog that doesn't mind, whatever, right? If you need the support of because if your heel is lifting off, right, you want to connect the foot. And if you look at me, I'm not super flexible. It took me a long time to be able to get my hands to the mat, right? Our gaze is at our knee. If you can do that, if you need to look at your toes, then you look at your toes. Right? We're just strengthening the ankle stability on the right leg. Strengthening, stretching that hamstring. On your next exhale, take that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Up, up, up. Maybe a little standing back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, we plant the palms, we step back. Oh, here's our core work. Right? So we're gonna come down onto the knees. Gonna take the elbows by the rib cage, then exhale and come back up. And if this isn't for you, you can go into a cobra, okay? We're gonna do 8 of these. So the chin is slightly tucked, your gaze is down, keep your neck neutral. Shoulders are plugged into their pockets. We have 4 more. And just remember, I don't know how to count. So you might have to count 8 for yourself, because we're probably either doing 7 or 9. I'm working on it, right? And on that last round, we'll find child's pose. Inhale, into your tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes. Come into your down dog. Inhale, take the left toes up. 4 knees to nose. The inhale is a 3-legged dog. The exhale is high plank knee in. You do 3 of those. And then on the 4th round, that left foot comes out. The left foot lands in the middle of the mat. Just come down gently on your right knee and give it a hand. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. And then the inhale is when you rise up to crescent warrior. And we arms frame the ears, make those fingers like exclamation marks, right? Gaze is forward, right hip is square. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot. Inhale, sweep it up, sweep it up, sweep it up. Right, we've got 3 more rounds. Exhale the air out, fingertips connect. Inhale, come on up. 2 more. Last one. All right, we sweep it up, pause, and then we drop that back heel and we open up into warrior two. So our back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Right, our shoulders stay over our hips. You don't want to be lean. If you're pinchy in the front hip, you're probably doing running man. right? So we want to keep the shoulders over the hips. You can see the inside of that left foot. And then rotate the arms up, rotate the palms up. Right? Gaze can follow the heart. If you've got neck stuff going on, let the gaze follow the heart. Or traditional, you can look at that left hand. Look past the left hand. Right? Think about your power. Think about your Manipura chakra, your yellow core right here. Your yellow wheel of power. On your next inhale, lengthen that front leg. Sweep the arm back. Right? We're living in difficult times. And it's hard, we feel like we're out of control because we don't have control over what's going on, right? So it's finding the little things that, you feel are powerful for you, right? Taking your power back is eating better, taking better care of yourself. Exhale, come back to that warrior two. That's what I think when I think about taking my power back. Right, cartwheel the arms down to frame that front foot, pivot on the back toes, and then we find standing split on this side. Right, props if you want them go in front, and then maybe, you might have your props out here. Because you might have such tight hamstrings. It doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your pose looks like as long as your alignment is good. So see if you can get your gaze to your left knee. Right? We're rotating that right hip towards the mat. That back leg is active. So you'll feel the squeeze in the right butt cheek. On your next exhale, take the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise up. Rise up, rise up. Bring the hands and feet together and come into chair. Reach the arms forward. So here's where we have to find that posterior tilt again, because I love to stick my butt out, right? So you've got to find that little pelvic tilt that's going to make your lower back feel really good, and then we sweep the arms forward. Maybe scoop the pinky fingers towards one another. Take one hand behind you, the other hand follows. If you're super tight in the shoulders, you might need a towel between the hands. You can hold on to opposite forearms, hook the thumbs, interlace the fingers. Scoop your shoulders. Maintain that neutral spine in the back. And then on your exhale, let's come into this fold with a bind. So the head is heavy, right? Gaze is between the knees. You can bend your elbows here. Just make sure that there's no discomfort in the front of the shoulders, right? You feel that nice stretch. 2 more rounds of breath. And then we'll exhale. Release the hands. Inhale, come to your halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Rise on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Oh, here's our plank work. Here is our core work here. All right, so take your right toe out to the side. Bring it back in. Out to the side. You can do this on your forearms if your wrists are crunchy. Tap the toe, bring it back. If you're on your knees, then you just stay there while we do this. You just work on that, okay? So we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause in your plank. I like to take my feet together. You can keep them hip distance apart or further apart. It's up to you. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're going from high plank to low plank, push into the balls of your feet, shoulders come in front of the wrists as you lower down to the mat. The inhale is a cobra, or you can do an up dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into your down dog. Inhale, take the right toes up. So now it's 3 knees to left tricep. So the right knee goes under the body towards the left tricep. The inhale, you take it right back up. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. 2 more, well, 1 more. And on that 4th round, that right foot comes to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise to your crescent warrior. Bring your hands to heart center. We did this the other day, right? Tuck the chin. And we're going right into our warrior 3. So you can put blocks on the ground. If you want blocks, take the blocks. Maybe a wall, right? but play with it. If you're in this warrior three, right, and you're using the block, see if you can lift your hand off a little bit. Every time you do this, push it to the limb, push it a little bit. Find that growing edge. So what that means is you're just altering it a little bit to make it a little bit more challenging. All right, so you use your blocks. And then on your next inhale, we'll come to stand. Draw that left knee up. Arms come to frame the ears, gazes forward as you extend the left leg. So come into your victory pose. So this is where you have to get that rectus abdominis. Right, your six pack right here, don't lean back in this so that you can get the leg higher. Keep shoulders over the hips as we extend the leg. And then rebend the knee, take that left leg back, and come into airplane pose. So I know it's a lot of balance on one leg. Right, so we scoop the shoulders. You can have an arm bind if you want it. I like to reach my fingertips, palms down to the back of the mat. Right, that right leg can be slightly bent. We're in a little bit of a back bend. Your hips are closed. You're rotating that left hip towards the front for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Reach up. Exhale and fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your high plank. Right? So from here, let's hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the right knee. Bend the left knee. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you can, you're going to lower in half or full plank. The inhale is a cobra or an up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into your down dog. If you need a child's pose in between your cobra and down dog, please take it. Inhale, let's take the left toes up. On the exhale, we come to high plank. We take that left knee towards the right tricep. Doesn't have to touch. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that leg in. That's it. Right? I know this is a lot of core work. I promise that. One more. And we'll take that left foot to the top of the mat. You'll rise to crescent warrior. Rise up. Arms frame the ears. And if your arms are here, that's fine. Right? We're working towards opening them without elevating the shoulders to frame the ears. Not easy for a lot of people. Right? We'll bring the hands to heart center, tucking the chin, and finding your way into warrior three on this side. Again, the wall, the couch, the blocks, whatever you need for stability. We all fall out of poses. You're supposed to, right? 2 more rounds of breath. And then after that second exhale, we'll inhale to stand. We'll draw that right knee in line with the right hip, extending the right leg, and bringing the arms up to frame the ears, gazes forward. Flexing the toes if you want, or keeping them neutral. It's up to you. 1 more round of breath. We'll rebend that right leg. If you need to tap your foot down for balance and stability, please do it as we move into our airplane pose. So I tuck my chin, keep my neck neutral, right? Rotate the right hip, finding this little back bend, reaching my arms back. Almost falling out of it. You have 3 more, 2 more, and then on that last one, we bring the right foot up to meet the left. Come back to mountain. Let's join our hands together in prayer. Close the eyes. So if you're feeling like things are out of control, And please believe me that everyone's feeling like that. You're not the only one, right? We're all feeling that way. Watching too much TV, staying up too late, not practicing safe COVID protocol, whatever it might be, right? So think about what you need to do to feel like you have your power back, right? Maybe eating better, maybe drinking 2 glasses of wine instead of 3, like anything like that, right? That speaks to you. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. We're going to lower right down. We're going to inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, come into your down dog. Inhale, take the right toes up. So this time we're just going to take that right foot forward. You're going to rise to crescent warrior. So we're going to move through this vinyasa, right? Rise to crescent warrior. On your exhale, open up to warrior 2. Right? Rotate your palms up. On your inhale, lengthen that front leg, reach the right arm back. Really simple vinyasa today, right? Exhale, come back to warrior 2. Inhale, sweep it back. That's it. Right? Get that big side body opening. Exhale, warrior 2. The inhale, you can move with me or you can move with your own breath, right? We're all going to meet in the same place. Last time, and then from here, let's pause. And we're going to do half moon today because I think you guys are ready for half moon. So get your block. I'm going to scooch out a little bit so you can see me. Now again, if you've never done this pose before and you want to try it, go against the wall. That's how I learned how to do it. Okay, go against a wall so that you have that support. So your right heel's behind your right toes. Take your block or your ottoman or whatever you have, goes to the outside. Instead of putting it right in front, try taking it to the outside. You have to measure it out so that when you rest your hand, that your wrist is underneath the shoulder or just in front. As you start to stack your hips, that left hip on top, right? Flex the left toes. You can play with that right leg. I like it extended, right? And then we tee the arms up. And then the last thing is that if you can shift your gaze. That's the hard part, is shifting that dristy, right? Lift that leg, reach that left arm up, press that right hand into the block of the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Soften that right knee. Bring that left foot to meet the right. Inhale to your halfway lift. Fold, and we'll rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. We lower in half or full. The inhale, we fill it up in that cobra or up dog. I don't do up dog because I might have a bad shoulder. And then we exhale into down dog. Inhale, take the left toes up. We'll bring it right through, right? Give it a hand if you need to. Inhale, take the left arm, bring both arms up for your crescent warrior, right? So those hips are rotated. Open up into your warrior 2. You can rotate the palms up, that opens the heart. That opens your chest, those pec minor muscles, those little that round you in. When you rotate the thumbs back, you automatically open that up. Right, and then on your next inhale, we'll sweep that left arm back, lengthen the front leg, come into this reverse triangle. Exhale, come back to warrior 2. And you can keep the palms up or down, it's up to you. Sweep it back, move with me or move on your own breath. It's exhale into warrior 2. The inhale swoops you back into that reverse triangle. 2 more rounds. Again, remember, I don't know how to count. I really don't, it's terrible. Maybe that's what I need to meditate on. So we'll pause here. We're gonna go into half moon on the other side, right? So you're gonna bend that left knee. I've got my block right over here. Outside, all right, wherever your foot is, make sure that it's on something even. Like don't have it half on the floor, half on the mat. Have it be so you can really get that stability, right? The block or the hand goes to the outside of the left foot. As you start to extend your left leg, stacking, now my hips aren't completely stacked, right? There's no way. It's not gonna happen for me. Flex the right foot, reach the right arm up, try to tee it up, and then this is where your gaze comes in. So if you don't think you're using your core here, you're crazy, right? This is a lot of stability, and you might fall out of it. If you do, just come back to it, right? And again, go to the wall. It took me 1.5 years or 2 years to get into this pose. I use the wall all the time, right? So you've got 3, 2. We'll start to really bend that left knee. Sweep that right foot in. Take the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise. Rise on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. We're almost done. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your plank. So this is our lovely little bear crawl, right? So let's come down to the knees for a second, because I'm going to give you some options here, right? So if you don't want to do bear crawl or you get fatigued, do your bird dog, which is what we did at the beginning, right? That's how we started to warm our core up. So we did it like that. So if you want to do bear crawl, you come up on the balls of your feet. Your knees are under your hips. Shins are parallel. Find that, spread the shoulders. So a little C back, right? And then you're gonna step your foot back, step the other foot back for a rounded breath. Inhale, exhale, and then you bring your feet back to bear crawl. And then you step back to your plank, right? So keep moving. I'm gonna cue as you move along, right? So in the plank, remember, it's all those principles. We're spreading the shoulder blades. We're engaging our glutes. We're which are our butt muscles. You're flexing your quads, the front of your legs, right? And then that bear crawl, you step it in, and you pause for a round of breath. And then you step back. We have 2 more. And then you come back. Last one. Come back to your plank. We'll all meet in our plank. Gently come onto the top of the knees, flatten the top of the feet. Find your child's pose. So we have 1 more round. 1 more round with this. So we're gonna do a rotation with our bear crawl. Okay, so if you don't wanna do that, just stay in the bear crawl and hold it. We're gonna do 4 on each side, okay? So you come into your bear crawl. You're going to move towards your right. So your right heel, you're gonna pivot on your right foot, drop the right heel to the mat, take your right hand and tap your left knee. So it's like a weird side plank. You come back to center. You pivot to the left, connect your right foot, and then the left hand taps the right knee. You come back to bear crawl. Right, so here we go. Now, if you don't want to do this, you can move from plank to your bear crawl like we just did, or you can do child's pose. We have 4 more. Right hand to left knee, right? Bear crawl. Then you pivot to the left, connect that left foot as the left hand goes to the right knee. 2 more. These are really challenging. They're not for everybody. If you have shoulder issues, right, go to that bird dog. This is our last one. Come back to your bear crawl where everybody is. Pause here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down to the knees. Flatten the top of the feet. Exhale into child's pose. Right, fun. I'm sweaty in this freezing room. So we'll come out of child's pose. We're gonna do boat pose with a rotation. Now, this pose, we're on our sit bones. Right, you're on your ischial tuberosities, your butt bones. You can put your finger in there, you can feel it. Right, you do not want to be laying on your sacrum, which is at the bottom of the spine, right, where your tailbone is. Don't want to be there. You want to be up here. Right, so you can connect your heels. Right, we sit up nice and tall. You take your block. Maybe you have a weight in the room. That might work too. Right, you're going to squeeze the block. Elbows are soft. And we're rowing the boat. Right, so you're taking your gaze. Now you can shift your gaze, right, side to side, or you can keep the gaze neutral. If you want to lift your feet off the mat, you cannot round in the lower back for this. You've got to keep that nice opening, right? It's a lot of lower back work, right? So you have to gauge this. If lifting your feet off is going to compromise your form, keep your heels connected, right? We're working on those obliques as well, right? For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your block, tuck your chin, maybe support the head. We're going to roll back onto our backs. So rolling back, have your block handy. Cool. Rest the head. Imprint your lower back. What that means, all that means is you're just gently placing your lower back on the mat. Knees are over the hips as much as you can. Right? I have to keep my ankles higher to keep my lower back engaged. That's just how my body works. Right? We're going to take the block over our heart, squeeze the block. Inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, bring it back. The inhale, we extend the right leg. The exhale brings it back. If you'd like to come into a C-spine, you can do that too. Right, but we've got an apple between the chin and the chest. Right, your gaze should be like on your knees or your toes. Right, we're still squeezing that block. This is optional. Some people like that C-spine. It doesn't hurt their neck. If this is bothering your neck, you bring your head back. Okay. Don't compromise your form. So I promised core. I hope you're getting a lot of core work. We have 4 more. So that's 1. Right, follow your breath. The inhale, we extend. The exhale, we bring it back in. Keep squeezing that block. That's 4. 3, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, 1 more. Beautiful. All right. Take the block over to the side for a moment. You can hold on to the shins, or if you have crunchy knees, hold on to your hamstrings. And rock it side to side. Gaze stays up. And we're just moving side to side. Okay. So a lot to fit in 45 minutes. Right? A lot. I like a 75-minute class, but nobody wants to watch that on a video. So I teach on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. on my through my business. I do an hour class at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, 75 minutes on Saturdays. All right, so let's take that left heel onto the mat, slide the left leg out. Take your right foot on top of the left leg. Shavasana, snow angel arms, palms are up. Right, and then take your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Gently guide that right leg over. So I'm going to move this way because I want you to see that my knee is nowhere near the floor. This is the place where you don't push it, right? Your lower back is involved, your hip joints, right? We're going to go, oh, I'm going to touch the ground, yeah. Right? Keep the shoulders connected. If you don't like that sensation, put something under there. You can support your leg. Right? But as you can see, that leg is way up the mat. Actually, the support of that block feels really nice. Right? Your gaze can be up or your gaze can be towards the right hand. And then we'll release that. Roll slowly onto that right hip. Draw both knees in. Reset. Then we take the right heel, slide it out. Let that leg go. Take your left foot onto the right leg. Tee your arms up. Connect the back of your shoulders, right? And if you need to support your head, support your head. Put a block, a pillow under there. Right, take your right hand to the outside of that left leg and start to draw that left leg over the body. Gaze can stay up. I like to look at my left hand because I want that rotation in my neck. Just a nice little spinal twist. We did some back bending today. we'll very slowly and mindfully start to bring that left hip back. Right. Again, draw both knees in. One at a time, we take our feet to the mat. Take your feet wide. This is my go-to. This is my go-to after a long day. Right, we take the inside of the knees to touch. Feet are about as wide as the mat, but make sure that you're not rolling in. If you don't know what that means, right, rolling in is when you take your feet so wide that the outer arches are no longer, this feels like crap anyway, but you've lost the connection. You want to, so it's probably usually around the length, the width of your mat, and then the knees come together. Imprint your lower back. Let the arms come out in your Shavasana arms. Right. This is construction pose. So we're going to take a minute just to close our practice. Right? And I invite you to take a full 3 or 5 minutes for a Shavasana. Right? Let go of your Ujjayi breathing. We'll start to take a gentle inhale through the nose. Gentle exhale out. And we'll take the soles of the feet off the mat. Bring your knees in towards the torso. Keep the hips connected though. Right, a little rock side to side. Or if you want to get into your Shavasana, just turn me off. Just turn the rest of the class off and take your Shavasana. We'll roll over to the right side. Right, pause there. Expose your yin, your calm, your cool, your moon to the universe. And then we'll press into that left hand and we'll come into a seated position. So you can sit in easy pose, right, with ankles crossed, or sit, if that's not comfortable, come into you can come into Thunderbolt. You can always put a block there, right, in between, whatever works. Or sit on the couch if that's your comfortable seat, sit on the couch, right? So we'll take our left hand and just place it above your belly button, above your navel, left hand comes in, and then hug the elbows in, right? And then just visualize your favorite color, yellow. Mine's mustard yellow. Because that color, that's the only yellow that looks good on me. Right? So visualize the color yellow that speaks to you. Think about your core. We really worked that core today. Think about all that power, right? Your core is your powerhouse. So take that off the mat. Think about something that you want to get a handle on for the month of February, right? We're almost at the end of January here. So think about, you know what? I don't want to drink as much, or I don't want to watch as much television, or I want to get outside more. Just a little thing, right? That you want to get a grip on, a handle on. Right, we'll release the hands, bring them together in prayer. As you take your thumbs up to your forehead, right, your third eye, we'll find our bow of gratitude, bowing forward as we say, Namaste. So I thank all of you for checking out the video. Please feel free to contact me through the YouTube channel. Or through the base if you have any questions or comments or any requests for class. So have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.